Big thanks to all the members for directly supporting my content here on the platform. And remember, if you want to support as well, the missile knows where the join button is at all times. Hello pilots. Today we're flying the even better Rafale, which is possibly the strongest plane in the game right now. Before the update, it was already incredibly powerful, but since then, a lot has changed. There was a radar bug fix, and now they've become considerably harder to operate, especially if you're an average player who doesn't like setting up a lot of binds. The Eurofighter, which was the Rafale's direct competitor, got nerfed in some areas, and well, the Rafale got buffed in key aspects. Flight performance, specifically acceleration and top speed at high altitudes. And the MICA? The MICA was already the hardest missile to notch before the update, and now it's even more unforgiving. While the sweet spot for notching still works, you have to execute the maneuver perfectly. There's no room for mistakes anymore. So basically, not only did the Rafale get incredibly stronger, but things that used to counter it were nerfed. And let's be honest, the new planes that arrived aren't necessarily a big problem for it, either because they don't have similar performance, or they lack comparable electronics to fully utilize their strength in realistic air battles. This plane has become so feared by veterans that I'm seeing more and more closed squads with at least one Rafale in their lineup, just to avoid facing France. And what about you? What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about positioning, which is what really matters. Believe it or not, there's no better plane for positioning than this one. The Rafale's performance at this moment surpasses the Typhoon's interception capabilities, so you're free to play however you want, because you'll always have the advantage, whether it's in BVR, defensive routes, or passive plays. Of course, you're not an invincible plane. You can always win a 1v1, but if it's a 1v2, 1v3, or more against enemies who know what they're doing, you're going to get wrecked. So it's always important to keep track of how many enemies and allies are in the BVR arena. This will help you decide when to give up the shot or keep up the aggression. In my case right now, it simply wasn't worth it because the enemy fired way too early. This kind of shot isn't going to kill me, but it does stop me from flying in a straight line to maintain a play. It's like a bluff from the enemy aircraft. So I turn around to kinetically defeat the missile. Since I have so much performance, more than any other plane, even if I were closer, I'd hardly die as long as I made the right maneuvers. Even though everything is going well, I still need to be patient. So I'm going to try progressing through the flanks, never directly toward the enemy, which is more or less where my allies are flying. Even though their help seems cosmetic, it's better to have them than not. There are still many enemies flying high. I doubt my lower altitude allies are paying attention to them, so I'm going to focus on them one by one. That's it. That was a good play. If I didn't take this kind of risk, things could have gone south because my team would have taken more top-down missiles. A team that's entirely low altitude is never a good thing. If you see that many of them are flying low, it's your responsibility to climb a bit higher and balance out that weakness. Now I've got just one MICA and a dream. This dream, in this case, being one more frag. If you want to skip my journey to the last enemies, just click on Action in the timeline. I've got a good lock now, just waiting for a good aspect. Now it's just this guy left. I'm going to follow him, paying close attention to my positioning to avoid a team kill. You never know when a gun kill might come out of nowhere. Much respect for this guy. He's alone, but didn't give up playing, and he didn't troll. Be like this guy, folks. The warm-up for the video is done. Let's get to the real show. This is going to be my standard positioning during matches with the Rafale. Although there may be exceptions, since nothing outperforms me in terms of performance, there's no reason not to play aggressively. This way, we can always secure frags early in the game. There's no way this can be bad from any perspective. Here's a good condition for BVR. There aren't an absurd number of enemies, and they're actually trying to fire to kill. There haven't been any of those bluff shots meant just to make you turn around. In this scenario, I win, but since they're not clustered together, I'll make just one shot. If they were side by side, we could go for multiple shots. If you wanted to pressure the enemy, you could also fire more missiles, but that wouldn't result in a double or triple kill. The only missile that could kill me here would be a Fakur, and even then, it wouldn't be an absolute certainty. Against the Fakur, the best remedy is still to notch before you even get a warning on the RWR. You really have to visually identify the launch. I'm going to extend to make sure no active missile flying around out there hits me. I'm already over my team, so I can start pushing forward again. This way, I significantly reduce the chances of ending up fighting alone the entire time. Looks like I've drawn a lot of attention. I'm going to make a defensive circle backward and extend again, until I see it safe to attack once more. That's it, everything was perfect, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Despite everything, it seems like my team got crushed. I'm just going to get out of here and rearm. Be right back. Here I am, and as always, we don't even get the luxury of a calm takeoff. I'm in a 1v3, and there's already an angry Sukhoi rushing toward me, so I had to pull off the famous drift takeoff. Now it's all about praying I have enough distance for the missile not to reach me while I work to balance out the positional disadvantage I'm in right now. I know you guys. Many of you would already be turning toward him to try and fight back, but I'm almost certain his missiles still have enough range to punch me in the face. And I also want a bit more safety distance to ensure my radar picks him up in time. Well, spot on, literally spot on. Both the positioning and the detection were perfect. Now let's move on to the next challenge. I believe it'll be easier because we're already in an excellent position. From here on out, I'm the one who decides where everything happens. Since this thing you call a missile is extremely OP, I just need to launch it at a distance where he can't escape. He won't be able to notch it anyway. What did I say? Now there's just one poor Su-27 left, and he doesn't stand a chance. I saw him heading back to the airfield. When I find him, I'll be back. For me, it's moments like this that really highlight how compressed the top tier is. Even among the 14.0 planes, the Rafale is far superior, much stronger. But against this Su-27, if he were high, he wouldn't stand a chance. If he were low, he still wouldn't stand a chance, simply because his plane is too big to effectively do multipathing. So all I have to do is spam missiles at him until he dies. There's no fair game for him right now. For those of you who don't understand just how absurd the Rafale is in this new update, I'm going to play this match with my brain completely turned off, just abusing what the plane has to offer. I'll be playing super aggressively with a two-button gameplay style. I find it really funny how this map works. It's so easy to pull this off because usually no one on the other side can press a single button to make me turn around before the spam starts. The match could have gone differently if just one player thought about that. Now the guys are starting the match with both legs broken. I'm going to rearm and I'll be back with the conclusion of the match. Look at this. The performance of this thing is so insane that I can even make it back before the match ends to try and grab one more frag. Absolute Gaijinima. Once again, I have perfect conditions for BVR. No one wanted to waste a missile defensively, everyone's trying to shoot to kill. And in this game, the Rafale will always be the king from now on. I wait for the ideal distance for the MICA and fire. Since I'm going really fast, I can simply initiate an abrupt defense if necessary. I had a hit rate well below what I expected, although the play was still good. Now I plan to simply use up my missiles as quickly as possible and go rearm. Having a limited payload is the only weakness of playing BVR. Sometimes you're forced to leave the fight early because you made a gamble that doesn't always pay off big. Of course, you're not going to waste your missiles on bad shots either. In the end, I actually got a better result than I expected. When the action picks up again, I'll be back with it. The last match doesn't stray much from the rules I've already told you about, even though I'm working hard to apply everything I've said. So I'm going to stay silent so you can do a little mental exercise. If you've been paying attention, you'll understand everything that's being done. And if you have any questions, just comment down below. If it's a genuine question, I'll definitely help you out. That's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed the content. Drop a comment down below with your thoughts on what we talked about. Do you agree or disagree with what I said? Your feedback is super important to me. The video ends, but the chat keeps going. Thanks for watching and supporting my work. Karma out.